Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Hindash and this is Timmy. I'm so excited for today's video because it's going to be a full face of Fenty. I haven't done this in a very long time, but they just came out with the full frontal mascara. And of course, I'm going to be trying this out with the snap shadows, which I've been dying to show you guys on camera. And my model for today is a beautiful Ascia, who's very bold and carefree. So I wanted to go for more of a colorful look. So I wanted to do that army green, that yellow, which those caught my eye from the get-go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment down below, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye. Alright, so here we have the beautiful Ascia, and as always, I'm going to be starting off with a blank canvas, but this time I have her do her own skincare. So check out her channel because she's really into skincare, and I'm just going to get right into makeup. So we're going to start off with the primer. And for primer, I'm going to be taking the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Primer because Ascia is more on the dry side. And I'm just going to be rubbing that and massaging that into the skin. For lip balm, I'm going to be using the Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm, and I'm just going to be applying that all over the lips in a generous layer and just let it sink in. And because Ascia is on the dry side, I'm going to be taking the Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation in the shade 210. And I'm going to apply that on the back of my hand and then work it in with my foundation brush. This is the Fenty Beauty foundation brush, by the way. All the brushes that I'm going to use are from Fenty. And I'm going to be applying the foundation in a very thin layer, starting from the jaw and working my way up, as always. And I like to buff and blend it in and tap it onto the skin. I feel like that way you don't get any streaks and you get really nice, soft, even coverage. And as always, going in with very thin layers and just letting the concealer do all the concealing. To give her face more color and contour, I'm going to be using the matchsticks in Suede and Walnut. And I'm going to be warming them up on the back of my hand first and then applying them directly onto the skin, starting with the darker one, which is Suede. And then going on top of the darker one with Walnut, which is the lighter one, I'm going to kind of use it to almost pre-blend, because that way when I start blending them in, it blends so much easier. And I'm going to pick up what I blended on the back of my hand, and that's going to make the contour blend so easily. And don't forget, we have a bit of the foundation on the brush, so it's really going to make everything so smooth and really buttery when you start to blend it in. For concealer, I'm going to be taking the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer in the shade 280. And it's a bit more on the peachier side, so it's going to really neutralize any redness. And I'm going to be using that to conceal and brighten the face to really lift everything. And I'm going to be tapping that in with the Fenty sponge. And in areas where I need more coverage, I'm going to take the concealer on the back of my hand and going in with the concealer brush. And this gives me more coverage and more concentrated, detailed concealing. So you kind of target conceal this way. For cream blush, I'm taking the matchsticks in the shade Yacht Life. And again, I'm going to be blending that on the back of my hand and going in with my brush. And with blush, I always love to stipple it onto the skin so that I don't lift any of the work that I've done underneath. So just really stipple it onto the skin and it's going to really blend out beautifully. Moving on to eyes, the fun part, I'm going to take the Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer and just putting that all over the lid and tapping it in. And I'm of course going to be using these snap shadows, and I'm going to be mainly focusing on 1 and 7, and I'm going to bring in number 5 as well. And another one, which I'm going to use just one color, but I'll talk you through that. But I'm sure you guys know by now the concept of these snap shadows is that you can snap 2 palettes and carry them on the go, and that way you kind of make your own curated palette. So starting off with the light cream shade from the number 1 palette, I'm just going to use that to set underneath the brows, so basically the brow bone. And taking that soft peach shade, I'm going to be putting it on the crease and blending it out. And that's going to be my transition color. From the number 7 palette, I'm going to be taking the neutral medium brown and deepening the outer crease with that color. And to start my line work, I'm going to be taking the teal in the palette and taking my pencil brush and start to wing out the shape that I want. And taking my time making her look straight ahead so I can see more of her eye shape and where I want to take that wing. So as she looks ahead, I'm going to be bringing that wing into the crease very slightly and start to deepen that color and getting a rough shape of where I want the wing to go. I'm also going to be taking the dry brush cleaning sponge and just cleaning my brush in between. And taking my brush again into that matte olive shade. And connecting that wing into the crease. And at this point, I'm going to pay more attention to this shape and start to blend and make things a bit more crisp with the shape. And what I'm doing with the olive is kind of going over the teal and just creating a nice blend. I'm going to be dipping my pencil brush into the mustard yellow shade and just connecting that crease even more inwards. So it went from the teal to the olive to the mustard. And just really blend it into that inner part and kind of going into the brows. And going back to the teal just to deepen it slightly. To really make that teal pop and to make the wing more precise, I'm going to be taking my fly liner. And I'm going to be creating a very, very thin wing with the liner. And winging it all the way out to where I did that teal. Then I'm going to be taking my number 6 palette and just dipping into that black just to really soften that liner so it's not really stark and intense. Taking that light soft peach and just gently tapping it onto the lid. Moving on to brows, I'm going to be taking the Brow MVP in Ash Brown. Now I did brows here because I thought I was going to do something different with the eye from a different angle, but I didn't end up doing that. So I'm just going to be filling in her brows. And just make them really nice and fluffy, nothing crazy, just filling them in. And by the way guys, if you haven't tried these brow pencils, they are amazing. I really, really love them. I'm going to be taking that middle peach shade and just blending everything into the socket where I did that mustard. Taking that neutral medium brown, I'm going to be putting it all over the lower lash line and just smoking it out. To set her under eyes and face, I'm going to be taking the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder in the shade Butter. And just tapping that powder in. I'm not really baking because she has dry skin. I'm just tapping the powder and pushing it into the skin. For mascara, I'm going to be taking the brand new Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara, and this is such a cool mascara because it has a flat edge and it has more of a fat edge. So the marketing is fat to flat, which is really cool because you can get very precise application on the lower lashes, and then when you turn it around, it's more of a fuller shape. And I'm going to be really pushing that into the lashes, and then I'm going to let Ascia do all the work and just really get in there. Now, I've been playing around with this mascara and it's such a cool mascara. I really, really enjoy it. And I think the shape is genius because I always go in with a fan brush to do the lower lashes, but with this one, it really does get in there and it doesn't get clumpy or weird. I'm going back in my number 7 palette and taking the bronze shade. Now, this is my favorite part, and I'm going to be doing a liner with the bronze and connecting it with the teal. And I feel like this really just completed the look and just made everything pop. And that bronze shade is so, so good. I didn't have to wet the brush. I didn't put Fix Plus or anything, which I usually do. And I was really able to get that clean, precise, crisp liner. And I'm going to be taking that bronze on the lower lashes as well. And taking a lighter shimmer shade from the number 1 palette and putting it more on the inner parts of the lower lashes. Now, I was curious about the light shimmer shade in the number 7 palette, which has more of like a greeny gold undertone. So I'm putting a bit of that in the crease on the inner part, because it looks really cool when she's looking down. When she's looking straight ahead, it doesn't really show. For bronzer, I'm going to be taking the Sunstalker bronzer in Private Island, and I'm going to be putting that all over the areas where I've contoured. Just setting everything in place. And for blush, I'm going to be taking the Kilowatt Foil Freestyle Highlighter in the shade Ruby Riches. Now this is pigmented, so I'm going to be brushing off the excess on the back of my hand and tapping it in. For highlighter, I'm going to be going in with my favorite Kilowatt highlighter in Mean Money and Hustler Baby. And putting that on the high points of the face, so cheekbones, down the nose, Cupid's bow, and chin. And a bit on the forehead, very softly. I'm lining her lips with a neutral lip liner, just around the edges. And I'm going in with the Gloss Bomb in Fussy because I just want a very effortless lip because this is a very bold eye. And I love Fussy. I love Gloss Bomb. Gloss Bomb is the best gloss on the market. And to top off that highlighter with a bit of that invisible shine, I'm going to be taking the Diamond Bomb in How Many Carats and tapping that on top of the highlight. And that is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this more bold, colorful look on Ascia. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave me a thumbs up, a comment down below. Let me know what you'd want to see next. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye.